Everyone knows Las Vegas for its neon lights, luxury hotels, and endless parties. But just beneath this glittering facade lies a hidden world. Hundreds of people living in tunnels under the city. These tunnels weren't meant for human life. They flood without warning, turning into deadly traps. Yet for many, they're the only shelter available. Today, we're going to explore a very different side of Las Vegas and meet the people and volunteers working to bring hope where it's needed most.
Ilya, if you notice, that's the Las Vegas Strip right there. We're going underneath this casino right there, Palace Station.
I haven't been under that one yet.
Okay, it's pretty fucking grimy. There is no we're gonna climb down a ladder.
Fantastic. I love
It's like pretty old school sneaking into an abandoned building for sure.
Okay.
And if you look off to the left here, you're gonna see a hole in the ground where we're gonna be going. So we are going to be going right there. That's the entrance to where we're going to see where that shopping cart is. All right, boys, this is where we're gonna get started. I gotta change my shoes.
Brett, those are some nice boots.
Thank you, brother. I got these when I went back east. I actually copied my boy here. He's got some Timbs.
Yeah, those are nice. Any one of these?
Either one, brother. Shine a light. Anyone home? Cool if we come down? What up, Doug?
Got it?
How are you? Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Daniel. Everybody calls me DJ.
Okay. How long have you been living here?
Well, I've been here in Vegas for about 7-8 years now, because I'm originally from Ohio. And I came out here as I was supposed to move in with my cousin and stuff, and I pretty much just got left for dead whenever I moved out here. And everything, my wallet got stolen the first night I was here, go figure. And he stopped answering my calls, stopped answering my texts and everything, and blocked my number, and basically just left me for dead. And later, a couple years later, come to find out, he moved back to Ohio. After I came out here, and I ended up getting stuck out here, and I've been homeless out here ever since. And I don't know, I just made my way and stuff on down like the strip and everything, trying to find somewhere that I felt like I was wanted, or felt like I was at home, or a place to call home.
And here in the tunnel, for how long you live in the tunnel?
I've been in the tunnel for about 2 years.
2 years here?
Yes.
Wow. What's the reason? Why live in a tunnel, not on the street, for example?
Because it seems like people up top, they look at us differently, like we're monsters or something, and they treat us like outcasts. They don't treat us the same as they would anybody else that's up top. And when you're down here and everything, we look out for one another and we help each other like what you're supposed to do.
Here you have like a community.
Yes. And see, my mom, she used to always say, if we don't take care of each other, then who will? And I've lived by that motto and stuff ever since she's passed. Because she passed away down there underneath the train bridge at the Rio due to an opioid overdose. She's the one that always would sit there and keep me motivated and stuff and keep me going every day. And whenever I feel like giving up and stuff, I always think about what she says and stuff like that, and that's what just keeps me going.
Is it dangerous to live here?
If you don't know, we live by rules and stuff down here, believe it or not. If you don't really know anybody down here, we usually don't let anybody down here, so that way it doesn't cause a problem for anybody and everything, and it basically doesn't break our community apart and everything. So, I mean, other than that and everything, you know, it ain't like we're intentionally trying to be like assholes and everything and say, hey, you can't be here, you gotta get the fuck out or type shit or anything like that. We just try to keep it closed and enclosed and as safe as possible for one another.
And how old are you?
I'm 30.
30 years old.
Yes.
What brings you here? What happened? Why do you become homeless?
Like I said, I mean, became homeless and everything because when I moved out here and everything, I was supposed to stay with my cousin and stuff like that. And like I said, he stopped answering my texts and my calls and blocked my number and basically left me for dead. And I kind of just got stuck out here.
From where do you get money for food, water, clothing?
I get a lot of my food stuff from Shine Light and everything, and I draw food stamps. And money and stuff for clothes, you know, I get clothes and stuff from them too and everything, but like money and everything, I usually fly a sign, I panhandle.
This water, what is it? It's from rains or?
No, it's not from the rain, it's from where they work up on the road. Everything, they have floodgates, everything that they have to release the water and stuff in order to be able to tear up the road and stuff like that, and they let the water pond it up to where it was like a big old pond, and they released it all at once instead of letting it out a stream and everything, and it became like a river and stuff down here, and it destroyed all of our homes from here all the way down to the washout back and everything, just to be assholes.
What will happen if it will be rain? What will happen with the tunnels?
If it rains and everything, it will usually and stuff flood on its own and everything, and we usually have to, you know, keep all our stuff like above off the ground and everything. So we usually take like different bike parts and stuff like that, and we embed them into the concrete walls and everything, and that's what we use to hang our stuff on or whatever to keep it from getting ruined or getting washed away from the rain.
Any plans for the near future?
I'm hoping to be able to get clean and everything and quit doing stuff that I'm doing and everything, and I'm hoping to be able to have my own place eventually and everything, and be able to have a better life for myself so I can try to get my kids back.
What do you think? What's stopping you from changing your life, from getting out of here? And I don't know.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured that out yet.
Sorry, what's your name and how old are you?
70 years old, Jerry Gibbs.
How long do you live here?
20 years. 20 years.
In the tunnels?
Right here, 20 years.
20 years?
Right here, in this spot. Right here in this spot.
Wow. Why? What's the reason? How? What happened? How did you?
Well, at
become
first,
homeless and
whatever, I was turned down for disability because I got caught with a small amount of cocaine in California. This was like almost 30 years ago. So that was like 10 years old then, and they said I didn't qualify because of that. And now I've been here 20 years, and they still got a warrant out of California for me. And now the warrant's 25, 30 years old, and I got caught with less than a quarter gram of cocaine. I get no benefits, no nothing. Put it in the system since, like I said, I got my Social Security card when I was 67, and in 1967 got a paper out. I don't get food stamps, I don't get nothing. I had help in Nevada come down here, and they started at, well, we can get you a place, we can do this, we can do that. And I'm thinking, oh, good. Are you able to work? Are you this? Are you whatever? Should you be asking a 70-year-old man to go to work? But if my name was Jose, or I was Jose's grandpa, I could come across the border with Jose, and they'd give me everything I wanted, hook me up, and do everything I wanted. No background check, it wouldn't matter if I was a murderer. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't think so.
Is it dangerous to live here in tunnels?
Not really. It's what you make it. If you try to take advantage of somebody or try to do whatever to whatever, I've never seen anybody just fucking beat up for no reason, or you make your choices.
How do you arrange your daily life in the tunnels? Where do you bath? How do you cook? Where do you sleep?
We all got our own little spots in different places in the tunnels. Just get up, go out, get food, panhandle, do whatever you need to do. Come back at night.
What are your plans for the near future?
I don't have no plans. Like I said, I'm 70 years old. My eyes are going out, my hearing, whatever. I mean, not much chance of whatever, but like I said, they won't give me any benefits because of a 30-year-old warrant out of California, which is non-extraditable. California don't want me for a quarter gram of cocaine 30 years ago. I'm still being persecuted over. No food stamps, no nothing.
We're under the freeway right now, then?
Where the freeway runs parallel.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. So the freeway's like right there. Buzzy! You home? Sprint. I know you guys got flooded yesterday.
Yeah, they broke a pipe over there by the Champion. They broke a pipe in the middle of the road. And it was flooded down. So it's still coming out a little bit down.
Is it?
Yeah. West College Station, all their shit's get flooded over there because the back line broke over there too. So go.
A lot of batteries, dude. I do have I got one hand warmer.
Okay.
Well, for both hands.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, brother. If you want to come by the office, I think we got doubles up there. We're running kind of low on batteries right now. We're waiting on a shipment to come in, but I'll set you up with a flashlight at the very least, okay?
Okay.
All right, man. Stay dry, okay, brother?
All right.
You want to Charlene back here right now?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
She should be on the top.
Okay, cool. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
Have a good day. Try and stay dry.
Thank you.
Make sure you don't booze loose because the whole making splats. Sandwich water's dumping in here. So he was talking about ventilation bolts. So that you can see the cars going over it. That's the highway right there. Style, I can see the wall. Wires.
What is it? Cats?
Cats.
Or big rats, no?
Hey, big. No. Sure light anyone home?
Yeah, so can you tell me your story? Why are you here?
I did 20 years in prison, and I got out. And when I got out, they started dropping cases on me. Every time I helped somebody, I'd catch a case for something. So I beat it all down to probation, and I had a probation officer, and I got stabbed behind the Eureka Casino back here. And I died. I went to the hospital, and they put a tube in my chest. My lung collapsed. So after I called my PO, and I told him, hey, man, I said, you want an address? I got one for you. It's Sunrise Hospital. And he wanted me to report once a week instead of once a month. And I told him I can't. I got a tube hanging out of my chest. What am I going to do? So he said, I'll see you next week. I said, okay, let me know how that works out for you. It's been 3 years I've been on the run. So I live down here to stay alive, trying to stay out of the way of the police and the bullshit up there, you know. It's kind of fucked up because I had to quit school, do a lot of other things that I don't want to do. I was living up top on the off-ramp, and I got bit by the brown recluse spiders, and I had like 15 bites. I went to the hospital. They had to keep me on a drip, antibiotic for like 4 days, and I almost died up there, so I came down here where it's a little bit safer from the spiders, but we got the rats and the roaches down here, so, and the water comes. Water, you never know when it's going to come. Yesterday, it's no rain nowhere. We had water this deep, just came through, took everything. That's why the place looks like this. Normally I keep a nice place, but it's kind of hard when all the trash come through. This guy right here trying to get me out of here, and I want to go, but it's like a family down here, you know. I got people down here who I care about, and I don't want to. If I leave, who's gonna wake them up when the water comes in? You know, who's gonna help them when they're hungry? And it's just, you become a family down here. You know, it's hard. It's hard to leave. This place gets a hold on you too. Last time I decided to get out, it took me 2 weeks after I decided to get out to actually get out, get up the hole. When I want to leave, if I want to leave right now, it takes me maybe an hour. I got to pack a bag. I got to get some kind of bag ready. Whatever you want to keep, you got to keep on your back, because somebody come through and they take it. You know, and you can't have nothing good without hiding it or. I mean, it's fucked up.
And for how long have you been living here?
3 years.
3 years in the tunnel.
Yeah, and that's nothing. I mean, some people have been down here 10, 20 years.
What do you feel? How safe is this place? Could something happen with you?
Oh, any minute.
Any dangers here?
Yeah, any minute. Yeah.
What could happen?
Well, people could get you. I mean, they rob you, they can kill you, they can do anything. But me, I got a reputation. I don't have really no problem. But some people like to challenge people's reputation. So some people want to. There's a lot of people like to get me because I do what's right. I help people, but I do what's right. And a lot of people that come down here are no good. You know, they are predators.
Where do you get money for the food, for clothing?
I find stuff, I sell it. I don't do the recycling thing. Anything I do is a life sentence. I got so many felonies. If I go commit a crime, it's a life sentence, you know? So anything I do, I got to make it worth it. So by staying down here, I really don't have to do too much. I got no rent, no bills. All I got to do is make money for food and to medicate myself, you know?
What the rules here in the tunnels?
Pretty much.
Who control it?
Nobody controls it. There's nobody came down here and said, hey, I want a boss, you know? You come down here, you're on your own. But there's people who, if you act up or you fuck up, there's people who want you to go, you know? People down here, they got their own rules. It's, I guess, number one is don't steal, but everybody steals. I don't get it. Me, I don't get it. You don't steal from somebody else who has nothing, you know? You're gonna take from somebody who has nothing. It's like a jailhouse thief. They on the low on the totem pole, you know, like with rats and chomos. I haven't met too many honest people, but there's a few down here. As far as making money, I just hustle, whatever I can do, you know. I got a lot of skills. I go up on top, you know, do little side jobs here and there, but for the most part, I depend on people like Brent. Shine a light. I got a couple other business owners that look out for me.
Can you tell me a little about the decoration of your spaces?
The porn.
Very unusual.
Yeah, I did a lot of prison time, so naked girls and cars. That's pretty much my form of art. That's what I like, and I paint on the walls a little bit just to let people know. Like I got the naked rule. The girls come down here, they like to party, but they don't like to play, you know, so I put a picture on the wall that says, the naked rule is in full effect. Get naked or get out. That way they can't steal either. They like to steal. And if they don't want to get naked, beat it, because that's what I'm going to do. This ain't living. This is barely fucking existing. People up there, they living. They got jobs, they got families, they got things to do. I got two half-sisters here. They cry every time it rains, you know. They worry about me dying in the flood and the tunnel. But you know, if I do die down here, I hope they don't call the police or never call the police anyway. But I hope they don't call the cops and come get me, or I hope they don't leave me for the rats. I hope they float me down the fucking river like I did. You know, you got to get it how you live. If I die down here, and bury me down here, just let me go. We had a guy die not too long ago up outside in the wash. We called the coroner. It took the coroner a week to come get him. The fucking rats ate him. That was his fucking farewell. And the rats eat him. There's a lot of rats down here. The water came yesterday, so they're hiding right now, but pretty intense down here sometimes. I've been sick a couple times. I got dysentery. Shit on myself for about 8 days. Almost died. The spider bites, of course. It's different down here. There's some animals down here. There's a couple dogs, and I try and take care of them the most. They're the most important thing. I keep dog food just to share with them. That's my food sometimes.
What is this?
Dog food. That's see, I know right where that is. Yeah, it's different down here. I want to get out. I really want to get out. This ain't me. I'm used to driving nice cars and having things, but you know, it's not bad down here. It's warmer than it is out there. We got a little family down here, and we take care of each other too. So if I need something, you know, I can go to them. Speaking of, anybody got a smoke?
I don't today, dude. I'm sorry.
Nobody smokes. All these lights. It's all right. I gotta go get a cigar anyway. It's not like I don't have means to support myself. I got money. I mean, it's not like I'm broke. I just it's hard to stay alive, you know. It's hard to stay alive. I've been walking around probably 56 years now. I think I'm 56. I built a reputation for myself when I was a kid, And I said I'd never depend on nobody else to support me. And I pretty much lived up to that to a certain degree. But we all need help, you know. And the main thing I can say about down here is this tunnel right here is safe. The girls can walk around free. Another tunnel, I can't say that. They get raped, they get killed. I mean, you know, there's predators down here. People come down here because they can't deal with the rules up there. But I like to keep it safe down here so the girls can walk around. And I like to say we're all perverts, but we're not weirdos. We don't put up with no fucking weirdos. You know, I put in work on weirdos. So anybody comes down here, and people come down here a lot, they think we're just gonna move in and have a place, you know, out of the rain or out of the sun. In the summertime it gets real hot out here. I put them out. I tell them, look, catch your breath, get high, do what you gotta do, but keep pushing.
I'm Charlene White. I'm 42. Here. And this is Riker, my dog, my German Shepherd.
Why do you live here in the tunnel? What happened?
When we come to Vegas, we got stuck out on the streets. You show up into a town where there's nobody, you don't know nobody, and you have no money. So that's how we ended up here. And then in the tunnels, well, it's pretty much the safest place we can go right now. It's warmer than being out there, except for when you get washed away.
Is it safe to live here?
It's as safe as any place else. We try to keep it safe down here, but it doesn't go without its, you know, dangers. Being without a flashlight, being without light freaks people out. You would rather play, huh? Come here. Good bite. Eat it. You don't want your egg here. We'll set your egg down right there. It can be really discouraging at times.
For how long have you been living here in the tunnel?
I've been in the wash. This wash for about 2.5 years, and in the tunnel I've been here about 4 months, 3-4 months. I was at the Rio tunnels before. We was there for almost 2 years there, so.
How it's work? Do you have some type of community here? Do you have any friends who are going to help you if something will happen?
We do. We have, it's kind of like a community here. We have people when it rains. We have people that sit up and watch, that take watch. When you have floods like come the other day, it's kind of hard to tell because that was caused by road work. A water line broke and the water got up to almost my knees. We have friends. We're like family down here, but it's still hard.
Does the government do something for you? Does it provide any help or I don't know?
Food stamps, and the cops run us around. They chase us down here, like literally to the point to where this is pretty much the safest place that you can go on the streets, because being out on the streets, well, you get run around every day. You have no set place that you can stay. They don't want us to be seen. If we're seen, well, we're a problem. As long as we're not seen or heard, we're good. I've been called disgusting parasites by Metro to our face. I had another dog. I come out here with 2 dogs, and Metro put one of them to sleep. This right here is my best friend.
Yeah, I see.
And they've already tried taking him from me once. Sorry, it's just life gets really hard out here.
Okay. Do you have a dream? What are you dreaming about?
I really don't know anymore. A better life than this.
What should happen so you could change your life?
I don't know. I would love to go back to work, but you know, when your health is crap and it won't let you go back to work, what do you do from there? Somebody.
While life in the tunnels is harsh and often dangerous, there are people working above ground to make a difference. One of them is the team at Shine a Light, a local charity dedicated to helping tunnel residents find a way out. So let's head to their outreach center to see how they're offering more than just food or temporary solutions. They're offering a second chance to those who need it the most.
What I use the term layers a lot, right? There's a lot of layers to service and connection, right? What you see here is our main entryway, which is our main room. This room is open to everybody throughout the day, throughout the night, and then for basic connection, right? So our friends, our unhoused friends can come in. It's a cold day, they want a blanket, they want a jacket, a coat, a beanie, some water, basic supplies, right? We're doing that for authenticity and kindness, but obviously it allows us to connect with them, right? To build relationships, to communicate, see how they're doing, talk to them. And while they're here, they see this, right? They see, a nice room. It's kind of cool. It's friendly. It's inviting. It's like we're breaking down barriers, right? This board is every event that we're a part of, that we're assisting with, that we're hosting, where we're going to be at in the community, so that once our clients come in, our friends, they know where we're at, where we're going to be at, right? And then during the day, they can meet with their sponsor. They can come here and get out of the cold. They can come charge their phone. So many different things happening at the same time. There's a barber shop in there where Brent cuts hair. There's an arcade. And then at night, this is all different pathways of recovery, so different meetings. And then inside here is childcare. So single mom, single dad, you got a kid, you can't afford daycare, bring your kid here, get a meeting, you know what I mean? Building a sense of community, right? A sense of connection. And they might be sitting in here charging their phone, and they hear us talking and joking around, and we're getting to know them, right? And it's just like kind of chopping wood, right? Trying to figure out how we can break those barriers of trauma and fear and disconnection to help them come inside and join us. Back here is a room that is open to the community. This is holidays. Obviously, we've been getting hit pretty heavy with donations, which is a great problem to have. This room was built out by a community partner of ours called Homemade. They came in and made it into a beautiful closet. So when you come in, you've been homeless for many years, and now you're picking off clothes off of hangers and shelves, and it's really become a touch point for donations where people will send us stuff and they know that it will go to the right place, But if you think about it, you've been homeless for many years, and then you walk in here, it's like, I want my office to be in here. This is a beautiful room, So back here is our donation room, which is everything you see in here, besides the tables and racks, was donated, and the bins. And what you have here is...
It was donated by whom? It's individuals,
the community,
or business, or...
Everything, the whole community. So this is what we call the key to a conversation. There's nothing in here that makes it easier to be homeless long term. It's a water, a granola bar, a sock, a wipe, maybe some hygiene, right? And really what this is I hand this to you on a hot day, and you're a little bit more willing to talk to me, right? Because that's what I'm there for. I'm there to talk, to get to know you, to learn, to build a relationship, to build that connection, so that I can start to talk to you about how we got out and the services that we offer and how we can help them get out when they're ready, right? So we don't hand out sleeping bags. We don't ask for sleeping bags, but if we get them, we hand them out. Of course, we're not so rigid, right? But I'm not asking for tents. I'm not asking for generators. I'm asking for water, granola bars, pretzels, like simple things just to be able to build a conversation. We hand out Narcan, fentanyl test strips, xylazine test strips, different things, some basic hygiene, some basic medical care, just, people have infections and stuff like that. But all that is for us is a tool to a conversation. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build relationships, authentic relationships, where they know we care about them. So if I tell them, hey, you got a cut in your leg, let me take you to the hospital. I'll bring you back to your tunnel, I don't care, but let's take care of that cut, In those spaces, we start to cultivate relationships and when we get downstairs, I'll get into it a little bit more. This is our director, Paul. So this is a map of the tunnels. It's about 3 years old. It's about 600 miles of tunnels in Las Vegas. So if you think about the city, it's
600 miles.
600 miles and growing. So this is northwest, this is southeast of the city. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a little higher here, it's a little lower here. Most of the tunnels run this way out towards the wetlands and out to Lake Mead. Mm-hmm. So most of your homeless people live right here, but they live throughout here, spread out thinner out this way. So if it rains here, snow melt, and you're here, you might not know it's coming, and and every year we lose about 2 people when it rains. But it doesn't rain every year. So the ground here is very much like this. The water doesn't soak through. It's like caliche rock. So they built these flood channels so that the city wouldn't flood, because the city has expanded so much in the last 20 years, it's unbelievable. This is our drop-in center. This is the point of contact for everybody. They don't have to be our client to obtain services. They can come here, again, charge your phone, watch TV, hang out for a little bit, get out of the heat. But while you're here, again, we can have conversations. All the artwork was done by that gentleman that just walked in, and each bushel is a graduating class. So we have 4 right now. We're working on the paint because the paint on top of paint started to bleed. So we're trying to figure that out, but that's what that's going to be. And this is open to everybody. The closet upstairs, everything. Our community partners, everybody. Every office you see down here is a case manager's office. So that's essentially what we are, is a case management. So that's we have 2 different, our women's program, this is our specialty court program. We have a warehouse in back where we do events like sound bath, Reiki's, recovery band camp, all different ways to build connection. And then, so this is our program right here. So 2 parts. We do outreach. Outreach is a lot of layers. Tunnels, washes, community partners, calls all day long, constantly picking people up. This is our program. This is all the facilities in town that we work with, because we deal primarily with substance use addiction. You call me tomorrow and you say, Rob, I want help. Within an hour, we pick you up. It's instant placement with access to treatment and housing. We take you to detox. Detox, you are clinically and medically assessed, and the triangle engages. I use the analogy of a triangle. If you think about the points of a triangle, you're 1 point, right? The person that we're serving, our friend. The other 2 points are our case manager, and then whatever facility you're at, their case manager. So it's a triangle working together. So this looks very complicated, right? It's a lot. Now imagine you're in crisis. You finally reached out for help after years of homelessness. How could you navigate this by yourself? You couldn't, right? It's too much. Continuity case management is what we are. We're the unbroken chain of case management throughout the entire facility. So you go through detox, you go into treatment, 60 to 90 days. And then from there you go into sober living for 3 months, with the game plan being independently housed. Independently housed, as we deem it, is $1,000 in the bank, full-time employed, paying your rent. With the goal being after 18 months, this is our March graduating class right here. We've got 31 more people that might join it. That's 101 people. So far this year we have 269 active clients, 1,390 people we've touched in the last 7 years. So we have all these active clients, and the colors are different pillars that we designed. Every single person on here is a Shine a Light client, but we started to identify people with special needs. So we have a women's program. We have a contract with North Las Vegas where their outreach teams refer to us. We have our criminal justice program, which is clients that are criminally justice involved that we pull from jail and case manage for the next 18 months. So we've tried to focus a little bit more. We're working on an LGBTQ track right now to kind of meet people where they're at. And the best way I can tell you is there's a gentleman named Matt. Matt is one of my favorite stories. He gave me permission to use his name. So Matt is homeless for many years. He reaches out finally, says, I need help, after a brutal attack. We pick him up within an hour, we take him to detox, we take him to treatment, triangle's engaged. He doesn't know this. These are our friends now. All these people are our friends. A lot of our volunteers work in these different places. So he goes into treatment, he's already got 10 friends he doesn't even know he has, right? They're checking on him, walking him through. When it comes to homelessness, there's a lot of issues. Like, it took me a month to learn how to sleep in a bed. It took me, I hadn't used a phone, I hadn't saw all these basic things. My world had become so small, and his experience was very much like that. He graduates treatment, goes into sober living. Fast forward 2 months later, he's been in 7 different sober livings. So because of our partnerships, as long as they don't punch anybody or pack their stuff and leave, if there's an issue, you call us and we transition them. So we keep them connected to the net, right? Something happened in the 7th sober living. I don't know what it was. Boom. Fast forward 2.5 years later, he's independently housed, works in the union. He texts me every single day. I know exactly where he's at. And that's the point, right? It doesn't matter how many treatment centers you go through. We want to know what the outcome, because it's a human life, right? So I went through detox 50 times. 50 times I successfully completed. I walked out the front door with a piece of paper. They told me to go over here. I didn't go, But that facility reported a successful completion 50 times. What was the outcome? I went on to be homeless 5 more years, overdosed 10 times, almost get murdered, the whole 9 yards. We know where they're at, and we can tell you where they've been the whole time, We know where they're at. Once they're off this board and they're graduated, we still know where they're at. We still talk to them. That's the buy-in. That room you saw is maintained by the community, our friends, right? That's the point. That's the point.
Can you please tell me your story?
Sure. So I was homeless for many years. I've been a heroin addict most of my life, and drugs was always a problem. So it was very progressive. In the last 5 years, I was homeless. My homelessness was very progressive. I was, living on the surface, encampments and whatnot. Then I moved into a bando for probably a year and a half, which is just an abandoned building. And then eventually the day came where somebody introduced me to a tunnel. It was in the area that I resided in, and I lived in that tunnel for about 2.5 years.
And why do people stay here in Las Vegas? Because the weather here is terrible. It's cold in the winter, and for example, I can understand why there's so many homeless people in LA, because it's ocean, it's good weather, you can live in a tent, and
Right.
Or San Francisco. But why do people live here in tunnels? Why don't they move to a different city?
Well, I don't know that they have the ability to do that also, right? But I think that the weather is not so extreme here once you've been here for a little while. Obviously, it's hot. It's very hot.
The summer is extremely hot here.
Yeah, it is. But you can, you get used to it. Like I think like anywhere else, But underground, it's a little bit cooler. I think underground it has the illusion of like safety, right? Like you have a roof over your head. You're not in the direct sun. It blocks the wind. Like there's reasons that but I think it's more about disconnection, right? Like when I was on the surface, there was a lot of randomness that happened. So if you're just sleeping on a tent on the sidewalk, anybody can come up and do something, right? And they do. And things happen, and you're being asked to move all the time, and constantly. So there's not a lot of comfortability. I think when I finally went underground, even though I understood that it was very crazy, right? But at that moment where my head was at, it allowed me a roof over my head, out of the sun. I didn't have to worry about the wind as much. It wasn't as hot or as cold, and it kind of gave me like this little dark place to go hide,
For homeless people in tunnel, it's a safe place.
Yeah, I use the analogy Lord of the Flies. Have you ever read the book? So Lord of the Flies is a book about some kids that get trapped on an island. So everybody from the outside is the enemy, but inside there's a lot of chaos too. So that's very much in my tunnel was very much like outsiders, no. But internally, we're all getting high, we're all stealing, you know what I mean? So it was very much almost like a controlled chaos in a sense. That was the chaos that I knew,
What's the main reason of homelessness here in Las Vegas? Is it different from other places in the US?
I don't think so. I think that the issue of homelessness is such a diverse and complicated issue. It's not just this or that. It's usually, 5 or 6 or 7 different things happen at the same time. It's poor health care, it's education, it's, we live in America, 7 out of 10 people live paycheck to paycheck, right? Like the cost of living is high, right? Then you add in substance abuse or mental health, and so there's a lot of pieces happening at the same exact time.
Who helped you to escape from the tunnels and start a new life?
So the last day that I was homeless, I was attacked by 3 other homeless people and almost killed. I woke up in the hospital. When I woke up in the hospital...
Sorry, it was in the tunnels?
I had left my tunnel. Where my tunnel was, there was train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 200-300 feet down the train tracks, there was businesses. Mm-hmm. And I went to trade some stuff to get some more drugs. And he told me to come back. So I said, okay. Mm-hmm. When I came back, they were waiting for me. Mm-hmm. They hit me with a hatchet a couple times, a pipe, stabbed me, broke my jaw. They dragged me onto the train tracks and left me for dead. Well, the first business, not the fourth, but the first business, there was an overnight security guard. He saw it all happen, called the ambulance, and they pulled me off. So when I woke up in the hospital 3 days later, Paul, our director, I had known him before. He had been talking with my family, and so they found out I was there. He came and he offered me the next step. At the time, it wasn't iPath. It wasn't as, dedicated as it is now, but we were growing and working through it. So I went into treatment for 60 days, and it began my journey from there.
What about gambling? Is it a reason why people can end up in the tunnels?
Some, yeah, some. There's definitely, goes hand in hand, right? A lot of meth addicts like to gamble, or you know what I mean? but I wouldn't say that it's like a dominant thing by any means. I think mostly it's substance use and mental health.
What is your relation with LA government? Do they provide any help, any support for homeless people?
They have their own narrative, you know what I mean, and they have their own ways of doing things, and we're trying to work with them, right, but also outside of them to kind of help change the narrative of how things are addressed, because we believe, you saw downstairs the board, right, like most of those facilities are not county approved facilities, right, but we're able to utilize and create tracks to help people get off the streets and stay off the streets with that continuity case management through all of that, you know, but yeah, it's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress.
What do you think, how many people live in the tunnels in Las Vegas?
Estimated about 12 to 1,500.
12 to 1,500. Uh-huh. Is it a lot or no?
That's about 10% of the homeless population lives underground, give or take. So it's about 15,000 homeless in Las Vegas. But that number is always growing, obviously.
What do you think? Is it possible to improve situation, to solve these problems or somehow?
I don't think you'll ever solve homelessness, but I think there's definitely ways to get better at it, you know what I mean, to be more proactive and connecting people to services. I think that what we see a lot of is that they throw money at certain things, but like the reality of it is if you want someone to recover from homelessness or addiction or mental health, that's a process, right? It takes time. So there needs to be support over a period of time. They're really good at, pieces of it, but they're not really good at building honest pathways of connectivity throughout, you know what I mean, to help really people get on the streets. Because even to this day, you need to check in with people, right? You need to know that there's services available to help, right? We all need help, so I don't think we do a very good job of that.
What should be done?
I mean, I think what we're doing, you know what I mean, I really believe in it, because I get to see it every day, right? I get to see us, because really what we do is we use the community. We don't own anything. We don't own a treatment center. We don't own, right? We're working with what's there. So I use the analogy, I'm a visual learner, right? I use the analogy, if I bought you your favorite car and I parked it in your driveway and I came back a month later, you call me and say, hey Rob, I need some more money for the car. And I come to your house and I give you the money and I look at the car and I see dust on it. And I go, how do you know you need more money for the car? You never even drove it. Oh, I just think. So until all the pieces of the engine in the car are connected and we run it and we test it, how do we know what we need? We're just throwing money because we want, this looks good, this makes us feel good. Let's get down, let's roll our sleeves up and let's figure out, and that's what we've done, right? We've opened up the city. The city says there's 8,000 beds. We believe there's 30,000. And we have the success rates to prove it. We have about a 70% retention rate.
What's the real Vegas? What can you describe your Vegas? How do you feel it?
Well, one of the, I guess, kind of more beautiful parts of Vegas that I've been able to experience since I've been here is it's still growing into a bigger city, but there's still a lot of sense of community. So you have like different kind of subcultures of like different type of communities. One of the communities, that I'm a part of is like the recovery community and how big it has really gotten in my life. I know it's been here for a while, but it seems to really be growing over the last decade, and it's kind of interesting that there's a place like Las Vegas, which would be considered the sin city of the world, and that you have like such a huge place of people like myself that can recover here. So it's really like Vegas is kind of still got a smaller town sense in the communities, and that's one of the areas that I kind of really appreciate about this city.
The clothes I got on, the only reason I got dry clothes on is because of this guy right here. Shine a light. They try and help us down here, but
It's hard to imagine that just a few blocks from luxury hotels and slot machines, people are living in darkness under constant threat from flooding and neglect. The work that Shine a Light does is vital, offering dignity, support, and a way forward to those the city often forgets. Las Vegas is a place of stark contrasts where two completely different worlds exist side by side, and sometimes in the most unexpected places you meet the most unexpected people. Wow.
It's a small thing back there.
Yeah, the camera. Hey.
Where you from?
I'm from Russia.
You want to get up here and try this? You want to get up here and try this?
No, I cannot.
I'll show you.
No.
I'll show you how. How do you understand English? Do you understand English?
Yes, sure.
Get up here. This is a sharing piano.
Uh-huh.
I've been on this truck for 40 years with this piano.
Wow. You live here in
I live down the street.
Wow.
I'm doing a fundraiser because I work with no fees, no tips, no commercial affiliation for 20 years.
Wow.
So I'm here to raise funding. So I'm going to show you how to. You're going to have to do something with that because I'm going to show you how to play.
I never tried before.
I specialize in people who've never played. Okay, so put your foot on the silver part of the pedal, hold it down, play one note and hold it. One note. So you're owning that. That's yours. Don't let go of it. Who's to say it's right, wrong, good, bad? It's a note of music, and fucking they can't take a joke, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you stop before you feel stupid. Okay, so lift your hand up. Now, with this hand, play a note and hold it. Relax. When you mean what you say and say what you mean, it's the truth, so everybody's gonna like it. So you gotta own it, and you gotta mean it, and you have to stop before you're bored, okay? Take it off. Play another note and hold it. A bird makes 3 sounds, they call it music. If you make 3 sounds, is it not music? Fuck them, right? You're making music. Now with both hands, play a bunch of random notes. Keep going. Question, were you just playing around? Were you just playing around?
Yeah.
It's called playing the piano. So you're a piano player if you're playing. Don't ever play unless you're playing. You don't say to a kid in the yard, you play bad. You're playing, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now here's the last part. Put that thing down. I know it's hard for you. Okay, I want you to play for 60 seconds nonstop, and hold the last note down. I'm going to count down. So 60 seconds nonstop with the pedal down. Keep it down. Play for 60 seconds and hold the last note down. You ready?
60
Pedals down. 60 seconds. I'm counting. Ready? Go. Anything. Just play. Da da ba ba. Keep going. Look at the dog. Think about what you're doing right now. You're on a truck playing the piano in Las Vegas. Keep going. You're down to 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. It's like wind chimes. Keep going. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep going. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And hold the last note down. Don't move. Lift the pedal up. Pedal up. Notes up. You hear that silence? That's where the information went in. So when a baby goes goo-goo, it stops. What just came out of my mouth, right? That's when it learns. It doesn't learn while it's saying goo-goo. It learns when it stops in respect, with wonder and interest and joy. So nobody would say that was good or bad. You know what they would say? What the fuck was that? And you would say, that was my spirit talking musically for the first time. You know?
Yeah.
So you just created your first sentence of music. And so if you stop interested, you'll never forget it.
Flight number 1728, service to New York Kennedy Airport. All confirmed.